Hello, welcome back to the new people. Welcome. Oof, it's been a long time since I streamed. It's been 2 weeks. I've been to Romania, to Oradea to spend some time with my partner, and I've done so many things. I did a pranic healing class, and I learned a lot. I met a lot of amazing people. I had a lot of fun and I ate amazing food. I just saw a post today on Reddit saying that Romania is ranking fourth in the top cuisines in the world. So take that. It's being backed up by actual statistics. So Romanian food is amazing. Give it a try when you have the chance and travel there if you do have the chance. It's a beautiful place. But besides that, it's also been a tough time because I've been doing a lot of like therapy and a lot of work on my mental health, which is why we're here to talk about mental health. And I'm gonna share a few more things today. Hopefully some of you will find them useful. So as you can see, I'm in my pajamas. Today I want to do a pajama stream because it's a Sunday and not, I can't, be 100% all the time, and neither should we, and neither should you. And it's okay to have a day in your pajamas and just relax and unwind and everything. So I've been struggling a lot with the feeling of not being worthy, not being good enough, and I know many of you do have this feeling and do struggle with this. And on this one, I actually recommend a great author. Her name is Brene Brown, and she is a shame researcher, and she addresses the feeling of shame and how we can deal with it in society, at work, at home, with our family, and what shame actually means to us as an individual and as a collective. So Brene Brown, give it a try. Right now I'm reading, let me grab the title real quick. I thought it was just me, but it isn't. That's what the book is called. It basically talks about how people feel this like feeling of shame of, she basically explains it like this. When you feel guilty about something, right, we all do stupid crap. And when you do stupid crap, you feel guilty. You say, ooh, I made a bad choice. That choice was bad. I was careless. I made a bad choice, but I have to be careful not to make this kind of choice again, right? So the focus of the thought is on the choice made, right? The act. But with shame, it's actually, ooh, I am stupid, I am not good enough, I am this and that. So, the focus of the thought is oneself and basically identifying with your failings. And I've noticed a lot in people who struggle with like depression and anxiety, they have this, right? They have this internalized shame where when they talk about their failings, they identify with them, saying, I am, stupid, I am bad, I'm a bad person, just because they made some bad choices. And Brene explains that people who are experiencing shame are more likely to make bad choices again because they identify with those bad choices and are likely to engage in behaviors that reinforce that identity, right? Whereas people who feel guilty, they're like, ooh, I made a mistake, but I'm going to watch out and not make that mistake again. So I don't know what to run. Do I run Innovators? Do I run Hextech, Bruiser, Striker? What to do? Anyways, um, the game will tell. Um, so today I wanted to talk about investing, right? So I don't know, maybe this has been drilled into you, or people have kept saying this at you a long time already. I don't know, but I'm just gonna put it out there, right? So, what do we invest our time in? Think of it like this, right? Your brain is a computer, right? So the data you feed it, like the stuff you put in, obviously affects the output. Like it's a one-to-one relationship. What you put in something bad, you get out something bad. You put in something good, you get out something good. So whatever you feed your computer is gonna affect the quality of your life. It's gonna affect everything in your life, your decisions, your thoughts, your behaviors, your um, relationships, your state of being, your finances, everything, right? Because I noticed this on myself when I was going through depression, buying things, and usually not good things made me feel better. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Just let me buy this, I don't know, lava lamp that I don't really need, but hey, it looks cool and it's gonna make me feel better, so I'm just gonna buy it, which is not a great investment. And if you keep doing that a long, long time, you're going to end up, and I've noticed some people do end up hoarders. They end up with like a lot of stuff that then gives them anxiety, right? Oh my God, I have so much stuff and I don't know what to do with it. And I wasted so much money on it. And yeah. So again, I've said this in a previous session. The stuff you watch, the people you're with, the things you do every single minute affect your mental health, affect who you are, affect the quality of your life. Um, so I realized this a long time ago, but it was a sort of shallow realization, right? I was like, yeah, I know, but I didn't really realize it deep down. Like, I was like, yeah, whatever, this is, yeah, it sounds right, it makes sense. But I didn't change anything, right? Like, I just kept going and I just kept going. And because I invested so much of my time and energy, and you have like a set number of hours a day, a set number of days in a year, a set number of years that you've lived so far, right? So all of this time, days, weeks, months, years, I had invested and I had built up this stuff, right? This negative um, material. I don't know what to call it, right? I had invested all of this energy into stuff that wasn't really productive, that wasn't useful, that wasn't healthy. And I ended up with some manifestations now that I'm still struggling with. I'm on the mend, but it's still a struggle, right? Last night, I had it again where I would fall asleep and my body would just get jolted back away instantly because of a panic attack. And this is not out of the blue, right? You can't keep putting bad stuff in and expecting something good to come out. Um, And talking to my therapist as well, I realized it was avoidance behavior as well. I was playing a lot, and when I wasn't playing, I was watching stuff. And when I wasn't watching stuff, I was talking to people. And when I wasn't doing that, I was working. So it was constantly keeping myself distracted, so I didn't have to face the stuff that was coming from behind, right? All the years of investing in bad stuff, because you have to start addressing it somewhere. And I kept postponing and postponing and postponing and putting more bad stuff in the meanwhile until it went poof. There was no more space for me to put bad stuff, and it just exploded. And I'm thankful that I didn't actually get a serious health condition, because, you know, if your mental health affects your physical health as well, right, it could manifest in any sort of way. For me, it manifested as palpitations and these panic attacks, which is manageable, right? With the help of my therapist, with the help of my partner and my friends and everything, it's manageable. So I'm thankful for that. Um, but it had to stop somewhere, and if my body hadn't put this hard stop, saying, "Whoa, stop! You need to do something, else we're gonna crash, right? We're gonna." um, yeah, and I'm thankful it did. The first thing I had to do was stop running, stop hiding, stop playing video games all day, every day, stop watching stuff all day, every day, and I had to actually get back into my body and stay there with the feelings, with the thoughts, and slowly, moment by moment, thought by thought, hour by hour and day by day, replace those thoughts, the crap stuff, all this mindless scrolling on Facebook and Reddit that just kept feeding, you know ooh, this is going wrong in the world, and look at this accident, and ooh, look at this person who did something stupid, and just all that crap had stacked somewhere at the back of my mind. I just had to take it out one by one, because all of those things, unbeknownst to me, right, were creating this anxiety, this like feeling of, oh, there's all this bad stuff going on. Oh, and I was constantly, stressed and anxious because of it. And I just had to disconnect and get back into my physical body, get out, start doing sports. And this is something I'm super proud of. I started running last week, and it was absolutely amazingly bad, as you'd expect after 10 years of not doing any sports at all, right? I had my little stepper and I had my little indoor bike, but my physical condition had declined a lot, right? I was a very active child, and even teenager a bit. I used to go out on my bike, but after 10 years of not doing anything, I ran for like 3 minutes, and I had such a bad muscle pain, and I was out of breath, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I, 80 years old? But I'm so proud of myself, right? Since then, I ran every day, and if I didn't run, I took a bike, actually outside. There's some like bike hire nearby, and I just rented a bike for the day and just like went and did stuff outside. Um, because I have to stay away from the screens, right? And I'm still not there. I'm still not there. I still have to listen to like music and have a bit of a distraction. And I still have to plan stuff to do. I can just sit there and be yet, but I'm slowly getting there. And this is something good. Why the reason why I started with talking about shame and everything, because I did think about this, right? I'm doing this stream on mental health, and I'm myself in this condition, right? Who am I to talk about mental health and to try and help others? And these are thoughts I struggle with, right? And we all struggle with, like, oh, I'm not good enough, and I don't know about this, so why bother? And, you know, all that blah, 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 blah that goes on in your head all the time, and maybe you don't even notice it. And then you wake up one day just depressed, and you're wondering why. Well, that blah, blah needs to get out, to go. it needs to be replaced by something positive, and it takes a lot of work to do that. But I'm doing the work, so hopefully you don't have to do the same hard work. Maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Maybe you can start, doing some sports and interacting with people and doing stuff, and stop running from yourself before your nervous system throws up, oh my God, an alarm bell. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this stream, right? Because this is something I really care about, and I do want to help you guys in whatever way, shape, or form I can. So, back to investing. So every single minute, every single hour, every single moment, you have this token, right? Which is your attention, your energy, right? So what do you put this token in, right? Every second you have a token. And just like you, I used to put my tokens in video games and distractions and, gossip and drama and negative stuff. And bit by bit, the tokens accumulated, right? Like, think about every second you get a penny. And what do you do with that penny, right? You either spend it on something crap, like I used to do, like video games and stuff. And I'm not saying video games are bad inherently, but drowning in it in video games is, right? Running from yourself and running from reality. It's not a good way to invest your time, right? So you get a penny and you invest the penny in something healthy, right? You go for a run, invest a few pennies. You join a social, like, activity, like a sport, or I don't know, a photography club, whatever floats your boat. Interact with real life humans, right? That's a token invested. Or like I did, join a church, do some like spiritual stuff, like I did pranic healing. That's tokens invested into my mental health and into my future, right? Usually when I play video games, at least, and I've noticed other people as well, you get tired, right? It's like an exhausting activity. You don't come out of like a long session of video games and say, oh wow, I feel so refreshed, I'm ready to do stuff, go and help the world. No, you generally feel exhausted, you generally feel sluggish, you feel like you want to eat junk food because your brain craves that like hit of dopamine, and that also starts getting fat trajectory, which I've been on. And it's not fun either. I'm still struggling with a bit of weight issues. But yeah. Tokens, moments, right? And I don't know, I would love to hear from everyone what you would like to invest your tokens into. Because I've been talking a lot about what I like to invest my tokens into, and yeah, I love learning about other people and what they like doing, and what helps them, right? Because what helps me might not be what helps you. We're all different, right? And I think I made a bad choice with the innovators, but it's one of my favorite comps. And enforcer. Just gonna roll these. Yeah, sure. My bench is full. Oh no. Okay. Then I need another enforcer. Yeah, that's kind of what I had for today. It's about investing wisely in your own health, in your mental health. I wouldn't have thought that just simple thoughts, right? You think about stuff all the time. You are constantly thinking about stuff. If you're like me, with an overactive mind, your brain is probably a chatterbox. Um, like, for some people, there's no stopping the mind, right? It just keeps going and going and going and going. And I never would have thought that it would actually come out in such an ugly way. And I used to hear these people, right, saying, watch your thoughts, watch what you're thinking, watch what you're watching. And I used to be like, oh, these like bombers or whatever, they don't know how to have fun and they don't know how to live life and such. But there is so much truth there. What you do, what you watch, what you talk about, what you think about, the people you're around, they shape who you are and they shape your health, right? And it's bugging me, with all the stuff that I'm learning now as part of my classes and as part of everything that I'm doing. It's bugging me so much that we've just accepted, illness as just a normal thing, right? Oh, they have this and that condition and there's nothing that we can do about it. And I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but there are obviously cases where the illness is really nothing that can be done about. But in cases like mine, where it does clearly come from me not being careful with my thoughts, and many of us, right, with our actions, with how we invest our time, we can do something about it, right? We don't have to wait until the moment we actually do have an illness to care for our health, because then it's likely too late. We all say like, oh, we don't like hospitals, we don't like pills, we don't like doctors, we don't like this and that, but in the meanwhile we don't actually watch our health. We don't exercise, we don't eat properly, we don't sleep properly, and then we end up in the place we said we hated, right? With the doctors, with the pills, or God forbid, worse. So I'm really, really begging you, if you are listening, do take care of yourself. Start small, right? So this is something I keep telling my friends as well. I keep telling my friends, look, invest in something that you want to do. There's a friend that keeps saying, oh, I want to learn this programming language, but it's a lot and I don't know where to start. I don't have time and blah, all this blah, 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 blah. And you know what? You have to start somewhere. You have to do something, right? And it doesn't have to be you start with 8 hours of study a day. Start with 5 minutes. Literally, it's that easy. And I'm not exaggerating. Start with 5 minutes. I read, so I have Kindle on my phone, and I read when I go to the bathroom, right? There's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes that I have sitting on the toilet a day. And I just open my Kindle app and I read. And I've read so many books already. It's insane, right? In just those few minutes, right? You have the choice. Even if you don't realize it consciously, you are making a choice in what you invest your time in. Do you invest it in mindlessly scrolling and accumulating information that you are likely never to use ever, right? Or do you actually want to invest those 5 minutes, those few minutes, in something that actually will make a difference, will help you in a way? And I wish more people took this advice. You don't have to change the world overnight. You don't have to change yourself overnight. You don't have to make radical like take radical steps, like move to another country and change your identity and whatever, become a bodybuilder overnight. That's not how it works. But those few minutes a day in the morning, get up, have a routine, right? Brush your teeth, wash yourself, make your bed, make some tea, maybe go for a walk before you start your day. Just go outside, walk around the block. Not like an hour, just 3 minutes, right? 2 minutes, whatever it takes. Just do it. And I read a study just recently that said it was a question, right? Is it worth it to do one weightlifting rep a day? Just one, right? Not one set, just one. Lift some weights just once, that's it. Put it down. And the answer was yes, it's totally worth it to do that, because every single action you take affects your body, your mind. And it's amazing. You can get a bit healthier every single moment when you feel like you don't have the energy to do a workout. Do one squat. Maybe tomorrow you're gonna do two, It matters. Every single one of them matters. And I am actually putting that into effect in my own life, bit by bit. As I said, I read books, I exercise now, and I am taking care of myself, and I'm doing my practices every single morning. I have my little ritual. I say a little prayer, I started going to church. I'm doing like every week or every 2 weeks, I'm going for a massage. But you have to start somewhere, right? You don't have to fill every single second of every single day and be like, oh my God, I have to keep doing things constantly. That's, again, an excess. There's time for, oh, I don't need this. There's time for rest. There's time for doing stuff. But you have to allocate the time consciously. What do I do? Or else your subconscious is going to allocate it for you. And when you let your subconscious drive, you just get into the back seat and just mindlessly, scroll, play. We end up in dark places. You have to first clean your subconscious before you can actually let it drive. And it's, mental health is just like physical health. It's work, right? If you watch Rick and Morty, there's an episode where Rick and the family are going to a therapist, and she has a little monologue at them, and she's right. It's work. It's tedious. It's, it takes effort, and it's not glamorous, and it's not fun, and I don't know, it's not the easiest thing, but it is the best thing you can do for yourself long term. And I bump into all these people, right? And I like to think that you guys are good people as well. And, you want to help and you want to do good in the world. And there's all these like spiritual people and kind people and nice people who run away from money. And they're like, oh, because, Jesus said that rich people have a lower chance of getting into heaven than a camel to pass through a needle's ears. I think that's the expression there. And they're like, oh no, I don't want to be rich, I don't want money, and I don't want this and that, because they're afraid of not getting into heaven, or of not being good people anymore. And you point at all these like rich people, and you see they're corrupt and they're bad people, and you don't want to be like them. But the thing is, right, money is not really the issue. Having money is not the issue. Money is just an amplifier of who you are. It gives you more possibility to just be yourself more. Um, and if you're a good person, guess what? It gives you the opportunity to help more and to do more good in the world. And this is something I'm striving for, right? I'm working to make more money, and I'm working um, to basically be in a better financial place to be able to help more, because I really want to do some good in this world while I'm here. And I can't do that if I'm dirt poor and I can't even take care of myself. So if you say you want to help others, you have to first take care of yourself to be able to help others. You have to have money, you have to be stable, you have to be okay. And yeah, maybe you can do it while you're working on it, right? Like I'm doing it right now. Like I'm sharing all this with you guys, hoping it does help you as well. But this state right now, this is not my goal. This is a transition to where I want to be, right? And I spoke in a previous session about having goals and working towards them, and making sure you keep your direction, making sure you actually have something you want to wake up in the morning for, right? Because if you don't, what's the point? You know, find a thing that keeps you wanting more. Find a thing that brings you joy. And I know when you're depressed and when you're down, and I know many of you will look at me and be like, why are you preaching to us? We're already in such a bad place, and I barely have energy to get out of bed in the morning, and now you want me to go and make money and change the world. And that is not what I'm saying. Remember, I've been there with you, and I know what it feels like, and it's not a good place to be in. And I can't be more sympathetic to what you're going through. And that's why I'm here to tell you, look, I made it out, and I know the way, and you can make it out too. And I really want you to make it out of that place, because it's not fun, right? And from here, I can see how much fun life can be, and I can see how amazing it can be, and I can see all the amazing things you can do when you're actually okay, when you're feeling well, when you're healthy. And even I'm not doing that perfectly, right? I'm still struggling, but I still can enjoy so many things. I love riding the bike when it's nice outside. I love watching the trees bloom in spring. And I went, as I mentioned before, last year I went with and tried jet skiing for the first time, and I absolutely loved it. It's an amazing feeling, and I really, really want for you guys to have this feeling too, and to experience the joys and happiness of being able to do things, and you know, to feel things, and to express and enjoy and love. And I don't know, I get very passionate about this. I don't want anyone to suffer. And even the people who have hurt me in the past, if they're going through this and if they're struggling, I would love to pull them out. If there's someone among you who is watching, who I haven't talked to in a while, or we let things off a bit awkward, or because God knows I was going through a lot myself in the past, and I was not the best I could be. And yeah, I'm sorry. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm sorry for whether you're one of those people with whom I left things off in a bad way or not ideal way. And I'm not that person anymore. I'm sure you're not either. But if you do struggle and if you do think it might help for us to talk, I'm happy to apologize in person, and I'm happy to help in any way I can. And yeah, that's it for today. Do reach out if there's anything I can help with. Do reach out if you want to talk about anything. I'm here. But yeah, I wish you all the best, and hopefully, we'll see each other with in a better from a better place, in a better state. Bye.